time. Now then, who gets it? Does Skippers get away well? Is Thompson coming through very strongly? Is it Skippers? On the far side, it's Ekinson, and here comes the... Oh, look at this from the Olympic champion Elaine Thompson. That surge over the last 20 metres in 10.95. My goodness me. It was very, very even until all of a sudden the afterburners went off. It was absolutely superb.
This time Powell's got a brilliant start too, so has Liron Clark, and Powell going well at the moment. Here comes Bolt. It's Powell and Bolt Bolt's coming through on him. Bolt gets it. Powell in second place, 9.79 plus 0.6 metres per second. And I tell you what, well, she'll remember that moment, won't she? Wonderful, but Powell had probably one of the best races I've seen him have. And I thought for a moment, just for a moment, he might hold on. But not so. The great man came through again, 9.79, following the 9.76 of Rome. He really is a man who enjoys the way in which things are.
We will see this field spread eagled over the early laps if they do go out at around 8:51 tempo. There's never been a sub 9-minute women's time and a sub 8-minute men's race at the same meeting, by the way. One of the statisticians here checked that for us earlier. 2:55.23 for the first kilometre. A brilliant job done by Tweegong. She has really set this up for a world record shot. Chepkoech out in front at the moment and steaming along, goodness me. Beatrice Chepkoech is taking one of the greatest non-championship steeplechase fields ever gathered together, tearing them apart through the first 2 kilometres of this steeplechase. She comes through the bell now, and listen to this, 7:37, 7:38 at the bell. If she can manage a lap here in under 70 seconds, she would break the world record pretty comfortably. If she can run a 67 or a 68, she's going to break it by 5 or 6 seconds. She's tall, she moves well, a little stutter there before that barrier. Her lead, astonishingly, is about 90 metres. Courtney Frericks and Emma Coburn in second and third now. They've judged their race well, but this athlete is operating at a totally different level. She's streets ahead of the rest of the field as she goes through 200 to run. The stadium announcing is keeping the crowd well informed. Frericks said she's had the best month's training ever. She takes that barrier well down the back straight, but she isn't yet nearly into the bend, and left a picture you can see Chepkoech coming into the straight. Watch the clock. This will be surely a huge world record. It is 8:52.78, the time she's chasing of Ruth Jabet. Chepkoech comes down the straight, nearly there now. Watch the clock, 8:44.33. She's broken the raw world record by over 8 seconds. Another really good start from Kenny Harrison, fourth from left. She was already in the lead. Talai is going well, third from right there. Oh, there's been a fall there. I think it was Stowers. But look at Kenny Harrison storming away with this, and look at the margin of victory. 12:20, and the world record is gone.
Well, no problem with the start this time, and Merritt's already leading away with Richardson in second place. Four of the South African going well, but Merritt's coming away from this field and running very quickly indeed, and this could be a quick run. Richardson's in second place and Parchment in third. 12:81, it's a new world record. The world record has been taken apart. A sensational run. He's promised it, and he's delivered. Wow, that is sensational.
And Mo Farah's been in this situation so many times. He's come out on top. He'll want to make it the same here. Will he strike first? Will he just try and control it from the curb as he likes to? Or will he be happy sitting where he is and wait for one of the others to make the first move? So finally Mo Farah moves to the front. The final act of a superb career on the track. 10 global world titles. Most of the time he's not won by very far. The smallest of margins won by big sprint finishes, and he's going to attempt to do the same here in the Diamond League final as they approach the bell where he wants to be. Farah in front, Kajelcha on his shoulder, the tall Ethiopian with the diminutive figure of the world champion behind him, Edris, Ahmed on the inside, Chalimo, 5th place, trying to chase, but this time Farah's got the lead. That's what he likes to have, the crowd rising to the beat, this capacity crowd, and Farah's got a hold off Kajelcha, and he just about manages to do it. Means that Edris has to go wide, 200 metres to go, and now it's the current world champion at 5,000 metres against the 10,000 metre world champion, and all of the other global gold medals that he has being laid out here for the others to try and take away a last bit of glory. But Mo Farah striking for home. He's going to have to keep this going right to the line. It's going to be tight again. Can Farah get there? Yes, he does.
Very poor start from Blake, they're third to left. He really sat back in the blocks, and Dix is up on him already. Dix has got this one if he can hold this together down the straight, because they come there with Dix fourth from left in lane 6, going strongly. Now Blake kicks away and passes the American. Oh, what a display from the Jamaican. Look at this, look at the gap widen, 19.26. Oh my word, that is staggering. It is the quickest time in the world this year. It's also the second fastest time in history, behind Usain Bolt's world record from Berlin 2 years ago. Remember, Bolt's world record 19.19, and he's just stolen the thunder of his big compatriot, his training partner Usain Bolt, because 19.26 is most unexpected, I have to say, and that's probably the understatement of my season.
You wanted even pace, it's been even pace, but a little bit of a quicker second lap, and now Hassan will try and wind it up and use her strength here to get rid of Sagai.
Well, Sagai there in second place has got the perfect pacemaker in effect in the figure of Sifan Hassan. The only problem is that Hassan is a 1:56 800-metre runner and a 65-minute half marathon runner, and any distances in between are very, very dangerous for her opponents, because she can hold this high speed for a long, long time. And indeed, as they come down towards the bell, there's a gap of about 15, 17 metres behind these two. There's a yawning gap behind them. They go through in 3:10.13. That lap is 61.9.
Yeah, it's a good scrap on for third. Laura Waitman starting to move up there, but these two well clear. Sagai's going to pay for this a little bit, I think, because Hassan has this strength now. We've seen it. What can she do? Opening up down that back straight. A good time on here for her. How quick will it be?
Well, 3:10 at the bell. The world record for Mastakova from 1996 is 4:12.56. I don't think we're going to see that, but what can Hassan run for this final lap? When Mastakova set the world record, she won a final lap of about 60 seconds, give or take a couple of tenths. She's blasting it around the final bend there, Hassan. The gap is monstrous. It's got to be 35 metres back to Sagai. The pack are closing up on her as her legs begin to falter. But Hassan now into the home straight. 4 minutes on the clock. She's got 70 metres to go. Driving towards the line. It's going to be mighty close to the world record. That first lap may have set things dry. She's going to get there. Wow, 4:12.33. She has got the world record. Unbelievable. It never looked on at 800 metres. She's covered her second half, Steve.
Sasiui has been asked to go through the first kilometre, 2:37. Normally these meets you tend to see them looking at more the sort of 2:40 mark. They're thereabouts, with 2:37 was pretty quick. So it'll be interesting to see which of the main contenders decide to slot in early, and it's Kipruto who's just 3-4 metres behind the two pacemakers at this point. Kipruto's kicked his shoe off. Now, he's got one shoe on there, and I don't know if it happened in the water jump there, cameraman getting a good view of it, just saw him kick it off at the top of the home straight. El Bakali must have given it a bit of a glance and thought, hello, there it is. The aforementioned shoe, someone grabbing it as a souvenir, maybe he'll hand it back to him afterwards. So, well, that's already given Kipruto more than one thing to think about. So much for Carly, whether he just caught his own foot on the curve. We'll have another look at that in a second, with 400 metres to go.
Well, extraordinary incident, and Jaeger now takes full advantage. Jaeger now, with his parents watching on, hits the front. Kipruto coming back.
Jaeger has to stretch it out. He knows he doesn't quite have the pace. El Bakali doesn't want to wait any longer, and away he goes. El Bakali stretching away. Look at the response from Kipruto. This is the old Kipruto, keeping El Bakali in sight. Now it's partly about technique, and it's all about speed as well. Matching the two together. Two more barriers. One is the water jump. El Bakali attacks it. Kipruto hurdles it. Not much quarter given. El Bakali another look behind. Kipruto gritting his teeth, and now the charge comes. One more barrier. El Bakali stutters. He's clear. Kipruto's coming. He's charging. This is going right to the line. Who's going to get it? It's Kipruto. What a race. Well, we had drama all the way through. The man with one shoe wins the Diamond League.